In this video, I'm going to talk about what the output is, or the return is, on each of these methods that we've talked about with ArrayList. And it's a little bit, some of these are a little tricky, so you just want to pay attention as we walk through. Up here where I did clash character and I added a barbarian, it adds a barbarian to my list, it adds an archer to my list, and so on. But each of those little methods actually return something when they run. They actually give back a value. And so in order to discover what they're giving back, I'm going to do a print statement. So I'm going to do print clash care dot add, and I'm going to add a giant onto this list. Okay, so this is going to add a giant right here. This statement will add a giant to my list. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to discover what the output is of that, of the return on that, because I'm just going to print whatever happens when I run it. And it's a little bit different how I get an output of true, because what Java's doing is it's saying, hey, you told me to add giant to the list. I did it. I'm going to tell you that I did it, and so I'm going to return true to you. It's a Boolean, true, it was done. So that's something that a lot of people don't know. You don't see it happening, but it is happening there. You can always test to see if that addition occurred or not. Now, the same thing would happen with remove. So if I were to change this to remove, now I can't remove a giant because it doesn't exist in the list at this point, so I'll remove the archer from the list here. And when I run that, you will see that it says true also. Now some people might be confused that archer is still in my list, but it's very important to see that I removed the archer after I printed it. So if I were to put this output statement up here, and I were to add that before I print, remember the for loop is printing for me, and I'll also move my spacing code here, then my archer will not be in my list. You can see that it was removed, and true is right up here on the top because it removes it true, and then it prints the list, and there's no more archer there. So that is .remove and .add. They return true, or technically if it never occurs, it would return false. Now, .get, okay, so that takes care of the .add, that takes care of the .add element because it does return true. The .remove returns true. The .get does exactly that. It goes and gets it and it returns it to you. And I'm using it in my print statement right here. .get actually grabs it and returns the item to you. So it returns barbarian, it returns healer, it returns dragon to you. So it's returning the item that it actually went and fetched. With index of, we know that that also returns what index number an item is at. So if I were to type clash car index of, and I'm trying to figure out where the archer is. Now remember, the archer is there. It has not been removed anymore. It should return the number 1 to me. And this is all review from previous videos. It returns the number 1, and then it spits out that list of 4 items because I'm not removing anything anymore. So index of returns a number. It returns an integer. It returns the index of the item that you're looking for. .size, we know, returns the size of the array list. We use it in our for loop a lot of times to cycle through or traverse through the array list because we want to run through that many times, however long that array is. Now .set is a tricky one. Okay, .set is really kind of tricky. So let's say I'd like to set, remember with set I need to tell it where to put something. And so I'm going to replace healer in this example. I'm going to replace healer, which is at index 2, with replace healer with minion. Okay, I'm going to replace healer with minion. Now, index 2 is healer. I'm going to set minion. Now, I'm not going to print this out yet because I just want to talk about what happens first. So let's take off the print statement. Okay, all I'm going to do is set 2 equal to minion. And so now my list, when I run this, should print barbarian, archer, minion, dragon. Barbarian, archer, minion, dragon, because it's going to set healer equal to dragon. And I'll run this just to verify. There's barbarian, archer, minion, dragon. So I've set healer equal to minion. But this dot set actually returns a value to me. It returns something to me. And in order to discover what it is, I probably should throw in an output statement to discover what it is that it's returning. So the value that it's returning, it will now print for me. It says, hey, print to me whatever happens when I run this code. And this time, notice what it outputs. It outputs the word healer. So it's kind of interesting how dot set, how we didn't know this was happening before. Dot set does replace healer with minion, but it actually returns healer to me. So remember, when this code right here runs, it's actually returning the item that it's replacing. So before you might have thought, oh, I just overwrote healer and healer's gone. Well, it actually isn't gone right now. It's in memory on this line. So amazingly enough, what I could do is I could go clash car dot add, and I could add the return value of this set statement. So remember, this set statement replaces healer with minion, and it returns healer. I am saying whatever you're returning here, which is healer, I want you to add it to my list. So amazingly enough, now the list will read barbarian, archer, replace healer with minion, but add healer. Where will it add it? It will add it onto the end of the list. It will just tack it on. So it will be barbarian, archer, minion, dragon, and healer will show up on the end. So I'll run this code, and you can see barbarian, archer, minion, dragon, and healer shows up on the end. So it's really kind of cool how you could kind of shuffle your list around by setting something equal and taking whatever you're replacing and add it to the end of the list. So it's kind of an insert and dump the item to the end of the list. It's kind of neat how that works. Those are the different values and the different return values of these methods in array lists.